Welcome to the RJI Futures Lab, where we help you make your organization more innovative. I'm Ruben Stern. This week, an inside look at the digital business news site, Quartz. When Atlantic Media launched the business news site Quartz, the goal was to reach a mobile audience in an innovative way. Since then, the site has grown quickly thanks to focused targeting and some novel ideas about content. We visited the Quartz office in New York to find out how the team makes it all happen.
At Quartz, everything is built around the user experience. At first, there was no traditional homepage, with most traffic expected to come directly to individual stories. Later on, the homepage adopted a continuous scroll. Then in December, a more traditional homepage took shape. Each iteration learned from the audience's behavior.
There's always some things that aren't working, and what's the trick is to move on it fast, or not let things carry on. When we do redesigns, we tend to remove features at the same time we add them.
A new mobile app released recently demonstrates the way Quartz pushes past convention. The app reconfigures news into the form of a text messaging string. Its conversational tone includes lots of emoji icons within the text, an extension of what staff members call the Quartz voice. Staffers on both the news and business sides share a clear sense of who exactly the audience is.
It's this post-national global business person who wants, smart, easy to digest news and stories. We're not the paper of record. We don't need to report on every story. So we want to figure out, what our readers like and what they care about and what's interesting to them.
I think about our audience as smart, worldly people who care about what's going on everywhere in the world, not just what's right in front of them.
The staff also thinks carefully about what content belongs on each platform.
QZ.com is our biggest audience, it's our biggest product and biggest platform, but we also have others that are equally important to us. So a good example is the Quartz Daily Brief morning email. What we think has been successful about the email is we treat it as a separate thing. And our readers, some of them at least, do too. Like, there are people who read the email primarily, think of Quartz as an email, and that's great because they love the email. And we produce it separately in our newsroom, and we sell advertising in it separately. And so that's been very successful for us.
The newsletters demonstrate how Quartz builds new products, bringing in people from the business and editorial sides who can contribute ideas and lessons to each product team.
We don't have a separate product group per se. We think of it more on an individual project level. So, okay, we want to launch on Apple News. Who needs to be involved in that? Obviously, we're gonna, someone from design, someone from marketing, someone from engineering, myself, the editor is going to be in charge of it, something like that, and then that becomes the product group for that new product.
Another point of expansion was building a video team. Although Quartz was engineered as a fully digital operation from the start, video wasn't a part of the mix until just last spring.
My focus in those first few months was really on bringing in a really excellent team. Because digital video is such a new field, the challenge was finding experienced reporters, experienced journalists who had shooting skills and storytelling skills and editing skills.
As editors explain it, Quartz waited to jump into video because they felt the medium wasn't really mature online. However, once the decision was made to go there, editors looked for producers who did web video specifically and had experience with every step of the process.
All of them report, shoot, script, edit. I would say they bring different strengths in that range of skills.
When it came to the format, length, and tone of the videos, it was important that they could be produced quickly and fit the Quartz voice.
We can't make enough videos about drones, robots, science topics. I would say generally optimistic stories. And this is the nature of that platform. People don't share horrible things or awful, terrible news in the same way that they'll share something that's just awesome or something that's fun or something that's just, something you've never thought of before.
At first, instead of recreating their CMS to accommodate video, the team started with Facebook. That enabled them to gauge audience reaction and see what people would watch and share, and what they'd scroll past.
Facebook was going to be a good place to start our experiment. It's an audience that Quartz already has a strong relationship with. We feel that you can learn from that audience in a very direct way. Facebook has some peculiar restrictions that it imposes on your video. One is that they autoplay everything without audio. So your videos have 3 seconds to appeal to the person who's just caught sight of it, and you have to appeal to them without audio.
Eventually, Quartz started hosting the video on its main page as well. But unlike other news sites, Quartz decided against pre-roll ads.
We think one of the worst audience experiences is advertising pre-roll, and I can't imagine for a minute that broadcast would ever think of putting 30-second ads every 2 minutes during any video presentation.
So Quartz uses long, thin advertisements across the bottom of videos that play concurrently. The team is agnostic about length of videos, but has tended to stick with shorter pieces that are faster to produce so they'd have more time to experiment with different types of content. For the Futures Lab, this is Katie Mersman.
Along with this video, you'll find links to more information about Quartz, including several articles about the recently launched mobile app. And that's it for this report from the RJI Futures Lab. I'm Ruben Stern. We'll see you in the future.